This is a Motorola Atrix HD screen repair guide brought to you by Repair's Universe. To perform this repair, we're going to use a Torx T5 screwdriver, and for touchscreen repairs, we're going to use fresh adhesive. To begin the repair, we're going to first power off the device. From there, we're going to remove the memory card and SIM card. Now we're just going to use a safe open pry tool, and we're just going to remove the back battery cover. You want to be careful here, as the back battery cover is held in place with a bit of adhesive on the back side of it, covering the battery. You just want to use your pry tool and release all the clips first. You want to start at the bottom, that way you can work your way to the top and just slide it over the headphone jack. As you can see, we're just releasing the clips. Once we have a decent amount of clips, we can start lifting up and releasing some of that adhesive underneath the back battery cover. Once the adhesive is released, we can just flip that over and remove it. On the back housing, we're going to have 10 Torx T5 screws that we'll need to remove, as shown in the diagram to the left. These are all going to be the same size, so you don't have to worry about mixing them up. Final screw there. Now we're just going to use our safe open pry tool and release the rest of the back housing here. It's just going to be held in place with a few more clips. Slide your pry tool along. Don't dig your pry tool too deep, as you don't want to damage the motherboard. Just apply a little bit of pressure using your thumb, and then release the clips using your pry tool. So I have a few more clips up on the top here, and there we go. Back housing is now removed. We're now just going to take our T5 Torx screwdriver and remove the 12 T5 screws as shown in the diagram to the left here. We're just going to remove that little cover over the battery connection, and then just release all these screws here. Note that the 2 screws for the battery are going to be different than the ones for the housing. And there we go. Once we got all the screws removed, I'm just going to lift up on the battery connection and use a pull tab. Just gently pull out the battery. The adhesive is pretty strong, so you might want to use a pry tool to just help lift it out. As you can see, then the metal plate just comes right up. We now just lift with the motherboard. We're just going to start over on the right side here. You want to be careful, as it is still connected on the left side with 2 pop connectors, but we're just going to start lifting up the motherboard a little bit and getting underneath the LCD screen. So we're just going to release these 2 connectors. That's for the touchscreen there and for the LCD. As you can see, that mic grommet just fell off right there. I'm just going to put that to the side. I'm just going to lift up and get underneath the LCD screen. This is very important, as you don't want to rip the cable underneath it. So we're just going to apply a little bit of pressure and start separating the back of the motherboard from the back of the LCD screen. We're just going to swap over to a nylon spudger. Now we can get a little bit more length. Just release a little bit more of that adhesive a little bit easier. There we go. Once that adhesive is released, we can just remove the motherboard. I'm just going to put that to the side. Remove all our screws to the side. Now with the screen assembly, we're just going to lift up on the touchscreen Digitizer flex cable right here, so we can remove the LCD screen. There's the LCD screen here. As you can tell, it's easily removed from the front housing. This of course is in fine condition, so we're just going to put that to the side. We're going to focus on removing the touchscreen from the front frame. We're just going to use a heat gun or a hair dryer. We're just going to use a medium setting and work our way around the outside edges here, just softening some of that adhesive that's holding the touchscreen to the frame. We're going to use quick movements. We don't want to stay in one spot for too long. Just going to keep on moving back and forth and just warm up that adhesive. Once the adhesive is properly warmed, you can just use a safe open pry tool I'm just going to try to get underneath all the adhesive that's holding the touchscreen to the frame. One of the best points of entry is right here next to the speaker mesh. You can just get your pry tool underneath and release some of that upper adhesive. Starting from the top is kind of suggested, but the sides are much thinner adhesive, so it might be a little bit easier to get a grip using your pry tool underneath the sides. As you can see here, we're just slowly sliding on each side, kind of forcing our pry tool underneath and releasing that adhesive. When the touchscreen is shattered like this one here, it's also suggested to use a piece of packing tape and just place it right over the top. This will allow you to remove it without having a whole bunch of shards come off. In this case, we were pretty lucky as it all stayed in one piece. There's some of that final adhesive coming off. And there's the upper part. And then we're just going to slide the touchscreen flex cable through that little slot in the housing. And there we have it. The touchscreen is now removed from the front frame. Be sure to check us out at repairsuniverse.com, where you'll find all the tools and parts used in this video. If you found this video helpful and helped perform your repair, be sure to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. And also be sure to check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for watching.